Hi there, welcome to Big VTV. Great to have you with us. State champ women, 7 rounds down, heading into round 8 this weekend, and things are starting to sort themselves out, Steve, must be said.
Yeah, pretty much. There's a couple of surprises that will be thrown up here and there, but pretty much all sorted.
Hume City 90 defeated McKinnon 53, Nicole, and I think we all expected Hume City to win, but certainly not by that margin. Nicole Zammit up against her former team, 20 points, 9 assists. Colleen Planeta had 17 points. Now I've got a little bit of a story on Colleen Planeta in a moment.
Don't hear much about her outside of her
got a little bit of a story.
jump shot. Yeah.
Sinead Greaves, 13 points for McKinnon. McKinnon, full strength on the weekend and came up with 2 losses. 2 imports in the team. Sinead Greaves was playing.
Well, Hume's a big ask.
Absolutely.
Like, I don't think
we expected 37 points, though.
Well, no, but again, with Hume, nothing surprised me. When they're all... Like, there's not often Nicole Zammit has 20.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, she's great
True.
with assists, so she stepped up. Someone else has come to play, and they didn't just rely on Colleen, did they?
It's not often that Colleen Planeta comes off the bench. Now, you remember in our show last week, we talked about Colleen Planeta coming off the bench in round 6, and we thought, geez, that's an odd move. What's going on there? I could never remember her coming off the bench before, so I wasn't sure whether something had happened or whether it was a tactic or what was going on. Coach Katrina Hibbert did what I think every coach has been through at one stage. I know I certainly have, where we've either incorrectly marked who's starting or got the numbers wrong or something like that.
It was accidental.
Totally accidental, and Colleen had to come off the bench for that game because
jump ball.
Coach had made a mistake.
No jump ball.
So, hey, we've all been there, believe me. I know I've done that. Eltham 77 defeated Melbourne Tigers 59. Georgia Dale, young gun for the Wildcats, had a day out, 31 points, dropped a ton of threes, 6 rebounds in that game. Jess Harley had 13 points for the Melbourne Tigers. Well done to Eltham, couple of wins on a row, and Georgia Dale, exceptional.
Yeah, no, a great game, fantastic game. Can shoot the ball. I think Eltham will get going. They already have 2 in a row. They're just because they started poorly, I don't think necessarily tells the tale of their season to come.
Well, if they get this weekend, I'll be really impressed with where they're headed, Steve-O. Southern Peninsula 87 defeated Diamond Valley 58. Brittany Carter 14 points. Rach Waterhouse, her best game thus far for the Sharks, had 15. The Duffster, Shannon Dufficy, had 12 points, 14 rebounds for DV. Southern Penn needed to win. That's the first thing.
Yep, they did.
They need to bounce back. I think the other thing is, again, it just highlights DV. They're good and competitive with the top teams for 30 minutes of a game. It's just that other 10 to 12 minutes where they get hurt, and that was the case again.
Yeah, they've got superstars. There's no doubt about it, but they haven't played together. And some of those superstars are young superstars rather than established superstars. And I think that's where some of the teams that have got that experience, whether that be in import form or people that have been around the league for a while, they capitalise when it counts. And I'm talking from experience. So.
Sharks needed that though. They absolutely needed that.
Of course they did.
Definitely.
Ringwood 74 defeated Warrandyte 60. Mel Dixon 20 points. Anika Whiting had 16 and 8. Nicole Romeo 15 points. She had a few turnovers in that game. Ringwood's pressure stepping up there. 14 points. It's not a lot in it from quarter to quarter, but Ringwood just continue to be that nemesis that the Venom just can't get over.
Yep, frustrating as anything. But what I just said about DV probably applies to us. That's what it feels like. It feels like 2 or 3 what seems like small decisions per quarter cost you.
Yeah.
And that's a maturing. It's a learning. I suppose you look at it 2 different ways. We lost to Ringwood last season with a lot of the same age group by 40.
Yep.
So we're on the improved, but it's frustrating to be in a game up to your eyeballs and not get over the line every time you play them. So that's the next step for us.
Steve-O, the Sunday game, McKinnon 57 went down to Bulleen 71. Lauren Pearce was well held, but Emma Pearce had 22 in that game. Natalie Vanden Adel, who's one of the imports for McKinnon, had 15 points. Ariel Thomas, who's the second of the imports, had 14 points and 7 rebounds. I expected the Cougars to win this. I really did. I thought at full strength it was going to be hard Saturday night. The margin was bigger than I expected, and then they were showing up on the Sunday. I'm not sure where the Cougars are at.
No, at this stage, I don't think we do know where the Cougars are at. I think we finally realised.
Well, we do know they're 2 and 6.
This week they were full strength. They had every opportunity, to try and give Hume City a run for their money. Obviously failed that. Come to Sunday, put the pressure on and defeat Bulleen at home. Obviously didn't happen. Emma Pearce just continues to do some Emma Pearce things. I think she was 10 of 14, basically all of her buckets under the ring. But Bulleen were helped with their second import, Morgan Bailey, I believe her name is. Just a sizable inside presence, which certainly helps their sort of calibre of team.
Any team out there coming up against Bulleen, just run someone with Emma Pearce. You won't have to run too much.
The thing is, this is not take away from Emma. She's having a brilliant season.
Fantastic season.
Fantastic. What I will say is that you say Lauren was well held. Lauren helps her get those points.
No doubt.
And what the way they work on the in a high-low scenario.
And what Emma does is she
gets to the right spot.
She literally gets out of your vision. Literally gets out of your vision. You take your eye off her for 1 second, bang, she's underneath you, she's got it. If you're playing on Emma Pearce, just keep your eyes on her. Just watch her. And usually, as soon as you take your eyes off her, she's literally right under the basket, isn't she?
Yep.
Waverley 52 went down to Knox 71. Tegan Cunningham 14 points, 11 rebounds for Waverley. Corinne Campbell 22 and 10 for Knox. Just classic case of what we've been talking about the whole season. Knox's defence is outstanding. They force you into errant shots, or certainly struggling to get them at times. Waverley being held to 52 is just a telltale sign of that once again, and Knox are able to do enough at the offensive end to get the win.
Yep.
Sums it up.
Yep. Don't need to add any more to that.
Yeah, I look, I think this is, don't take this any other way, because I know that you're going to say, as if you haven't realised Knox are a great side. I think this was the one game that's just sort of tipped them over and gone, Knox are the real deal. We're going to see them at the pointy end of the season. 7 and zip now. They could finish anything really, but to beat Waverley on their own home deck is a real credit to the Raiders.
If you can't find a way to score against Knox, you're going to struggle to win.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. You've got to find a way through that defence. Whittlesea 62 went down to Southern Penn 64 on Sunday. So as close as Whittlesea have come to a win. They're 0 and 10.
Against a good team as well.
Against a good team who got a badly needed win on Saturday night. If you look at 3 of Southern Penn's last 4 games, there's some signs there that aren't too good. This was a massive scare for them. Massive scare. Trudy Armstead, 20.7 rebounds for Whittlesea. She's been terrific this season. Melito had 21. Brittany Carter, 11 for Southern Penn. Sharks go home. Huge sigh of relief.
Yeah, definitely. Get out of jail. Card there for the Sharks. Whittlesea just so close, yet still without a win. That's it's certainly something they're building towards.
Give us the ladder.
Knox 7 and zip. Hume City and Ringwood not far behind, 7 and 1. Southern Peninsula now 7 and 2. Waverley 5 and 3. Diamond Valley 6 and 4. Bulleen 4 and 4. Warrandyte 2 and 6. As is McKinnon. Eltham and Melbourne 2 and 7. Whittlesea zip and 10.
I still don't think the top 6 is going to change. I'm still in that headspace at the moment. You think it will?
Oh, I think the top 4 won't.
Okay. You think Waverley and Diamond Valley are susceptible?
I think they're susceptible.
Okay.
I think Bulleen would be saying they're susceptible right now.
Round 8, Hume City take on Knox. Good game. You talk about Knox answering all the challenges. You talk about teams having to score
Didn't
to
they
beat Knox.
Hume earlier in the season? Am I right in saying that?
I think you're right. Yep. Who's going to win out of Hume City?
I think Hume will win this one.
I think
and that's sorry, Knox, because really you've done nothing to deserve that tip,
Zero
other than the fact
wrong.
that I've spent 2 years in a competition with Hume,
Yep.
and I don't think they're going to let what happened last time happen again. But
I'm with you.
yeah,
I think Knox have been terrific this season. They're coming up against the best team in the competition. I reckon it's a great test for both teams.
Yep.
Great test for both teams. I think Hume City just. It'd be interesting to go back and have a look at what the margin was last time, because head-to-head may come into this and play a massive factor between these two teams.
I think what I've seen from Knox over the past 2 weeks is enough for me to tip Knox.
Okay, fair enough. Whittlesea take on Ringwood. Hawks for me.
Yeah, Ringwood.
I think Ringwood.
Warrandyte and Bulleen, really important game. Is this the second time you played against each other? It is. Really important game. I thought, in fact, I saw the first half of this game when Warrandyte played at Bulleen, and I can be as blunt and honest as I can, because I know Nicole will take it the right way. Warrandyte had won the night before at McKinnon, and I thought, here we go, this is going to be a good game. Warrandyte was as bad as I've seen them play in a long, long time in the first half against Bulleen, and I jumped in the car and went home. Is that a fair call?
Fair call.
I think Warrandyte get it.
No, I'm with Bulleen.
I don't think Romeo is going to have the game that she had last time against Bulleen.
No, she won't.
And neither's Dargan for that matter.
Yeah.
They just could not hit a shot in that game. I think Warrandyte are going to get it. But,
Emma Pearce, we're going to watch it.
well, Emma Pearce, but I thought the one that absolutely torched you in that first half was Lauren Pearce.
Yep.
She just bullocked.
She did.
Absolutely
She was brilliant.
bullocked
Yep.
Warrandyte. And if someone from the Venom doesn't stand up to her, she's going to go and do it again. But I think the Venom get up. I like them on their home deck, and I think their guards will get them across the line. McKinnon, Melbourne.
McKinnon has to win this game at basketball.
Yeah.
We know they have to.
They have to.
No, they have
Can
to.
they?
Yeah. But they have to.
Jeez,
At home,
If
they
they
have
don't,
to.
if they don't win this, it's curtains.
Yeah, done.
Okay, all right. Let's
Yeah,
go
they'll
with the
have to.
Cougars. Eltham take on Waverley.
It's going to be a really interesting matchup, because Eltham now with a bit of confidence.
Surely Waverley win.
I think they should.
Surely.
Exactly right. But if you'd asked me that question 2 weeks ago, it was 100% Waverley all the way. Now there's a little shadow of doubt that Eltham
Okay.
are on a bit of a run.
What do you think, Steve?
I'm still 100% with Waverley. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm happy with that.
Got to get up.
Yeah.
Ringwood take on Southern Pen. Good game Sunday.
Oof. Especially Southern Penn's been a little off form, and Ringwood, aren't putting much of a foot wrong with 7-1.
I'm going Hawks at home.
Yeah.
I'm going to go Southern Penn.
Really? Why?
Don't know.
What tells you that they're going to win? What is it? How are they going to win?
I always see that these two teams, for me, at the moment, it's the battle of the imports.
You've said that a few times.
Yeah.
It feels because they're similar sort of imports
Yeah,
as well.
they
They've
are,
got the bigger one, and then the smaller guard one, and
Yeah.
they can all shoot.
Good
And
call.
I just think, I think at the moment,
Who's the third wheel that gets Southern Pen up?
well, am I correct in saying Ella Hallisey's back?
Yes,
Yeah,
played on
I
the
think,
weekend.
and I think she'll be having to ease her way back in, but I don't think. I think when she's in, she's important for them.
Yeah.
Good game.
And,
Good game.
and
yeah.
Jamie Lee Pearce.
I'm just not tempted to go against Ringwood at home, but
fair enough.
And Southern Pen have been all over the shop lately. Anyway, good game. We're going to find out a bit, especially these matchups: Hume City and Knox, Ringwood and Southern Pen. We are going to find out a lot about the competition this weekend, and we're going to find out a lot about McKinnon. If they can't get over the top of Melbourne, state champ women, looking forward to it. Round 8 looks like an absolute beauty. Get out there and support your teams. We'll be back here to wrap it all up next week on Big VTV.